Okay, we're going on the air right now, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Watch us.
Is a paid program. Its views and opinions are not necessarily those of this station or its management.
Good morning, and welcome to the Rock and Roll Real Estate Hour, starring Gary Rossignol, RE/MAX Preferred Group. To be part of the program, dial 513-563-1480 to get your answers to questions about your home and property. The number again, 513-56.
Good morning, everyone. I really look forward to Saturday mornings, even coming on a little bit early. But I enjoy bringing you interesting thoughts on real estate, music, and life in Greater Cincinnati. Bringing you entertaining guests is my goal each week. And today I have a gentleman who is no stranger to the Rock and Roll Real Estate Hour. He is a CPA, Certified Public Accountant, Certified Tax Coach, my accountant, and countless others too. My friend, the CincyTaxCoach, Mr. Mike McCormick.
Good morning, Gary.
Hey, you're getting a standing ovation already, even at 3 minutes till 9.
I need an easy button.
I need a cough button. But we don't have one of those in here. Anyhow, thanks, Dan, for getting us on. We're just running a couple minutes early, so that gives us a little extra time to chat. How about that? We got plenty of stuff to talk about today.
We do. It's been a busy spring.
Has it? So is tax season over?
Tax season's never really officially over, Gary. The pressure valve is released a little bit, but we'll continue to prepare returns and primarily do tax planning this time of year. The spring is really the tax planning. The media wants you to think that the right time to do tax planning is November and December, but it's really January, February, March. That way, if we find some tax strategies you can put into place that are going to save you money, you have the whole year to work with them. And save money for the whole year.
So that's why it's a good idea to get started at the end of the year.
Get started at the beginning of the year.
Oh, okay.
Get started now, so you can put the strategies in place for the rest of the year.
Which is what we've been doing.
We do it all the time.
You stay on top of it.
Tuesdays at BW3, that's a tax planning meeting, right?
You and Mary Jo talk a lot, and she's always sending you stuff, and yeah, that's good. I've got agents in my office say, who takes care of this? And then I says, Mike McCormick. Was that the guy that came in and talked to us? Yeah.
That's why he came in and talked to us.
You going to come back?
If I'm invited, absolutely.
Hey, I'll get Miles. Hey, Miles, if you're watching, we got to invite Mike back to the office and talk to the folks. And I know I've got a lot of realtor friends who tune in. So, and investors. If you're an investor, if you're a realtor, if you're a business owner, small, large, medium, even if it's one of those home businesses, one of the online businesses, whatever, you need to talk to Mr. Mike McCormick.
Absolutely. Being a business owner opens up the whole tax code to you, not just what a W-2 employee can do, but you can take advantage of the same tax strategies and tax savings that P&G can take advantage of.
Yeah, it's a lot different than going to your corner store and preparing your tax returns. They'll take your shoebox with all your receipts, and then they'll put it all on some kind of form or whatever and tell you, you're going to get this much amount of money back. But there's a lot of savings along the way that you're not even, you don't know about.
Yeah, if you're just using someone to prepare your tax return, I guarantee that you can find savings somewhere. There's almost always a better box for the number than where it goes by default.
Yeah. So you, last time you were in, you had just gotten engaged.
Yeah, we got engaged Christmas Day.
Yeah,
Kelly and I.
All right, good deal. So when's the date?
We haven't set the date.
You haven't done that yet.
It's been almost chaotic the last few months with family things and my tax season, and my daughter's going to graduate tomorrow. It's just been crazy.
Yeah.
It's been crazy.
That's a big day.
Absolutely.
I was talking to somebody day before yesterday, and their granddaughter was graduating from preschool.
Yeah, right, very good.
And they do the cap and gown and the whole thing.
Right,
it's like, what?
Yeah, I
for
talked
preschool?
to somebody's kid was going to graduate from preschool, kindergarten, and high school, and college, hopefully.
That's crazy. Well, this morning was the royal wedding.
Yeah.
I left. Mary Jo was sitting watching watching all the festivities going on.
The pomp and circumstance and the queen.
Yeah, my oldest granddaughter graduates, I guess, tomorrow. Tomorrow? Yeah, I think it's tomorrow she graduates. So my grandson, he's a sophomore this year, and he plays in the band. So, they're playing Pomp and Circumstances. Mm-hmm. He plays tenor sax. He has the lead, so he has to play the lead to the whole. He says a lot of the other instruments do come and go in the whole thing. But he says, I got to play through the whole thing. This is probably for a half hour, 45 minutes, Pomp and Circumstances.
There you go. Very good.
Over and over again. So you're going to have that one down pretty good.
Yeah.
So let's, it is top of the hour. It's 9 o'clock now, so everyone should be tuned in. Get your pad of paper out and write this number down, 513-563-1480. That's 563-1480. And Dan doesn't know the question yet, but he's going to hear it right now. He has his pad and paper ready to take your name and address. We're going to give away a $10 gift card to Starbucks. So if you know the answer to this question, the group Yes was very popular in the 70s. Name your favorite Yes song.
Wow, I just saw a Yes song last night.
Did you?
I couldn't tell you what songs they necessarily sing, but I just came across one that was a Yes song last night.
There's a couple very popular ones that everybody should know, but and I got my tickets for a Yes concert at the PNC Pavilion.
Very good.
Yeah, that's on July the 2nd, so I'm looking forward to that. And from what I understand, they do all the same genre that they did back in the 70s.
Very good.
They kept the style. They didn't add anything new and different.
Do you guys play any Yes songs?
We do not.
You don't?
No, we do not. Yes didn't have any horns. They played a little bit different flavor of rock and roll than what we did.
Yeah.
But from what I understand, Rick Wakeman's traveling with them again, too, so that should be exciting.
Good.
They had... Their musicians came and they started in 71, I believe it was, and came out with their first album, and their lead musicians would leave and they would fill the spaces with other quality musicians, and they've had a slew of musicians in the group, but they kept the same texture of music through the whole thing.
So same vibe.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. It's one of my favorite groups. Favorite non-horn groups. So the question again was, Yes was very popular in the 70s. We all listened to them on the radio for years and years. Name your favorite Yes song. And if you call up 513-563-1480, tell me that, and you will get yourself a $10 gift card to Starbucks, our favorite coffee joint. Golf, not golf, coffee joint. I've got golf on the brain. We've got the Dragonfly thing coming up a week from Monday, and that's going to be exciting. We'll talk to Rhea Davison later on in the show about that. So you better get moving. You better set that date.
I know.
We're going to stay on top of you. What day should Mike and Kelly get married? There's a good question. We'll let the listening audience choose that for you. How's that?
Oh, I don't know that she will agree to that.
Come on, folks. Give us a good date for a wedding, and everybody will say, yeah, we'll show up for the wedding.
Everybody's invited. Right. Thanks, Gary.
We'll come to your wedding. So, my daughter's a CPA, and she works for a major law firm here, or
CPA
accounting firm here in Cincinnati, and she loves what she does. I remember the years on the couch with the laptop on her lap, just studying away and taking those tests. Did you have the same kind of grueling testing to become a tax coach?
Well, different. The CPA exam is much more broad. It covers a lot more topics.
Mm-hmm.
The Certified Tax Coach program was a 2-day training program. I did mine online, but I'd been to the training center before. It was a question and answer process and an essay or a tax plan that we put together as part of the exam. That's been, almost 10 years ago, I guess.
Okay.
Pretty close. So So it was different. It was all tax focused, primarily on small businesses, not so much individuals or employees, but small businesses and their owners, because that's our focus, is the owners of the business, because that's the person who pays the tax. So it was how do we find ways to help the business owner?
Okay, so I have my CRS, which is Certified Residential Specialist, and my GRI, which is the Graduate Real Estate Institute, and on and on and on. So I guess it's something similar to that, because there's probably, of all the realtors in the country, probably 5%, maybe 6% of the realtors have their CRS designation. That hold true with
It's a similar idea. Yeah, there are probably there are definitely less than 500 certified tax coaches. I'm also a certified tax master, and there are less than about 100 of those.
Wow.
So it's a pretty specialized niche.
So the certified tax master, that's CTM?
CTM.
Oh, okay. So you are a CPA, CT.
The only one that's really important is the CPA, because everybody knows that.
Right.
They know you're a real estate agent, realtor.
They don't know what CRS
They don't know what
means,
any of that stuff means. I don't even put it on my card.
Yeah.
The important thing is the CPA credential. That's the underlying credential that provides everything. Because as a CPA, I'm a fiduciary. I do what's in the best interest of my client always, no matter what else I'm doing. It's always as a fiduciary.
Yeah. Is that the right number to give out?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, good. 513-488-1121. That's 488-1121. If you are a small business owner, a large business owner, if you are a realtor, if you are an investor, because that's where I met you, is at the
Real Estate Investor Association. That's right.
The RIA,
That's
Cincinnati Real Estate Investors Association, which is one of the largest in the country.
That's right.
One of the best organized RIA too.
That's my understanding. It's pretty well regarded across the country.
People don't understand how investors help improve our communities. Investors got a bad rap because there was a time when they were coming in and slapping a coat of paint and throwing down some new carpeting and inflating the price with the help of their friendly appraiser who they had in their hip pocket, and they had lenders who would loan on it extraordinary amounts of money, which shouldn't have happened. And guess what? They're all wearing stripes.
Right. Yeah. Those days are gone.
Yeah.
The Wild West in that area is no longer. It's not so much regulated, but it's pretty well policed by its own members anyway. If you're a member of RIA or deal with those folks,
they don't allow that to happen.
Yeah, you can't. Well, what it does is it brings in new money to the neighborhood. Money that wasn't there before, to help fix up a property and get it back online, whether as a sale or a rental. Yeah, it helps improve the neighborhood.
Every neighborhood has that property where the grass is probably about 4 or 5 inches tall now, and the weeds growing up, and maybe the windows are boarded up, and you go, what's going on? And I have people call me and says, can you check on this property? They're not listed anywhere. A bank owns it somewhere and sitting on the file. You just never know. The investors come in, they'll buy those properties. The lady that taught me Real Estate 101 and 102 back about 10, 12 years ago, she said, the uglier, the stinkier, the more money I can make.
Yeah.
And they go in and they actually dress them up, fix them up. They'll gut them, they'll rehab them, they'll put in good quality merchandise and take that shell of a piece of crap house and turn it into a nice little mansion.
Right.
Fitting for the neighborhood.
Right.
And that's the key, fitting for the neighborhood.
Right.
If you over-improve a property, it's going to sit there as well. So your local investors do a really nice job, and they need to know how to take care of their tax shelter. Well,
owning a piece of rental property or investment property, that is a business in and of itself. Every rental property a landlord has is really I call it a super mini micro cap company. It has to maintain, it has its own revenue, it has its own expenses, and it has to perform from a cash flow standpoint and a net income standpoint. Now, most rental properties for the first several years, generally not always, but because of depreciation, they run a tax loss, but should cash flow positively. But those are all mini super micro cap companies, each one on their own.
And people, we got Dan just says, ask the trivia question. Hello, are you out there? 513-563-1480. Come on. I've got these $10 gift cards I want to give away. Just name for me your favorite Yes song. And they had a ton of hits. I mean, it's such a fragile question. You can give me the name of one of their albums too, and I just gave you a good hint. So, but call us up, and we're really close to the edge here on getting a winner. So, we just want to give away a gift card. You have a class coming up, and you're going to help the general public. If you're out there, and if you're a small business owner, a large business owner, if you're an at-home business online company, if you're an investor or a realtor, I encourage you to come to Mike's class, which is going to be on June the 5th.
June the 5th, but this one isn't really driven towards tax issues. This one's more about market conditions and investing. The course is called, or the class is called, Gearing Up for the Coming Crash. And what we find is that a lot of people are
that's taking a positive topic.
Right. Well, gearing up is the positive part of it. There's always a crash coming. When is it coming? We don't know.
Yeah.
And investors should be prepared for it before it gets here, because once it gets here, it's too late to really prepare your portfolio to survive. A portfolio is kind of like an airplane wing, right?
Mm-hmm.
An airplane wing goes through a lot of stress and testing, and it's designed to withstand a lot of turbulence, right?
Right.
And the key thing is that you don't jump out of an airplane in the middle of turbulence, right?
No.
So that's the thing about a portfolio. You don't jump out of your portfolio when there's turbulence, right?
Gotcha.
Okay, so the problem with investing is that most investors fail their portfolio long before the portfolio fails the investor. And we want to help people understand that and understand how it can be avoided. That's what we're doing June 5th.
And some people don't have the large portfolios of investments and all the different kinds of things. But if you own a house, if you own a car, if you run a business or go to work, guess what? You are investing in your life.
You're an investor, yeah.
You have life insurance.
You have a 401k plan, insurance. It doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you have a savings account,
yeah.
You're an investor.
You're an investor. That's
You're
right.
investing in something.
That's right.
You're investing in yourself. You're investing in your future. You're investing in your retirement. And if you don't have any of that stuff in place, you need to know how to get that stuff set up.
That's right.
You need to know some of the steps to take today to be prepared.
Well, that's just it. We want people to prepare today for tomorrow, and sometimes that's difficult to see what tomorrow looks like.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll help you define that and set goals and parameters to help you get to your goals and your American dream.
Right. 513-488-1121. That's Mr. Mike McCormick, the Cincy Tax Coach's direct line. So tell us, how can they register for your class?
There will be, I think there's a registration link on the website at CincyTaxCoach.com. We'll have a registration link there. I think it's live right now. We usually wait till just before to allow registrations. We'll check on that at the break. If it's not, it'll be active within the week. Let's see.
Tax planning. Okay.
It's at the top of the menu bar at CincyTaxCoach.com. There's an event link, and if you flip to June, it's on there. Looks like it right there.
Okay.
It's active. So CincyTaxCoach.com.
Gearing
at
up
the top,
for
there's an events button.
Next crash. There it is. It's right there on your website for sure. Okay, so you can go to CincyTaxCoach.com and you can sign up for that class. And you'll have some sandwiches too, right?
Yeah, we have. we it's not a full blown meal, but we generally have some refreshments and some light snacks, and we'll get you in and out. The reception starts at 5:30 till 6, and at 6 o'clock we start pretty promptly, and we're generally done by 7.
You've got a veteran in your family, don't you?
Well, I have several veterans. My dad was not a vet, but I have several veterans in my family, and I have my nephew is currently a United States Marine. He's serving he's in California right now.
All right.
He deploys in September, I think.
I'd like to express my gratitude to all the troops, veterans, and first responders. These are the men and women who selflessly strive to keep our nation's city streets safe and free. Without them, we would not have the pleasures of enjoying our freedom that we have in the United States today. So if you're out and about and you see someone in uniform, give them the thank you sign from afar. Go up and shake their hand. Thank them for their service. We need to go away for our first break. When we come back, how new tax laws will affect your home mortgages. You're listening to the Rock and Roll Real Estate Hour on WDJO 99.5, 107.9 FM, and 1480 AM.
Don't bother knocking, yeah, the house is a rockin', don't bother knocking.
When was the last time you wasted your money? Worse yet, you wasted it on something you didn't really want anyway, like income taxes. Local CPA and certified tax coach Mike McCormick regularly helps people like you find areas where they have wasted their hard-earned money, paying more in taxes than the tax code requires. Experience the power of proactive tax planning. Call the tax coach Mike McCormick today at 513-488-1121 or visit CincyTaxCoach.com to get started.
Two musical icons, one incredible celebration.
Okay, so I guess you folks don't know anything about Yes. What a great song. What a
So the
great
song I was thinking of was This Side of the Sky. Is that a Yes song?
I think so, yeah.
That's what I was thinking of.
I know this is backwards to you, but this is the book that Mike participated in writing. Why didn't my CPA tell me that? And if your CPA didn't tell you that, you need to find one that can. So we do have a lot of people tuning in. Dave Ackerman's watching, Leon Kelly, got Terry, Jen. Hey Jen, thanks for watching. Sam, Paul, Kathy, Tom Looney's watching. Let's see, Miles, you're coming on next. Miles, we got your music. Felicia, Joel, Debbie, Teresa. Hey Teresa, we'll see you tonight. So Jane from Remax, you're watching too. Stay tuned. Miles has got a clue for us. You can win a big prize later on this year if you guess his little trivia question as well. So thanks for watching. Tell your friends and family to watch on my Facebook page. We're going to plug it back in the studio feed and get back to it.
Lauren's Fight for the Cure at Coney Island, May 20th. More info at laurensfightforcure.com.
Get on, let's rock the house.
Hey, thanks for staying with us. I know you won't regret it. I'm your host, Gary Rossignol with Remax Preferred Group, better known as Cincinnati's Rock and Roll Realtor. And now the moment we have been waiting for.
So I'm sailing for tomorrow, my dreams are dying, and my love is
This is A Moment with Miles. Good morning, Miles. How are you today, my friend?
Hey, Gary, rock and roll, my friend. Gary, before I get to today's trivia question about Remax Preferred Group's 20th anniversary, I would like to address my feelings about the importance of your guest today. I recently did a Google search, CPA for the real estate business, and was returned a 29-page result of accountants that specialize in serving real estate practices. Obviously, there is a need for professionals serving professionals. I once represented a client of a local real estate agent in a sale of property. I full-dealed the sale to an attorney who had an attorney from another firm, other than the one he was senior partner of, represent him at the closing. And there was another attorney representing the title company. Professionals recognize the need for professional services. Gary, when I started my first construction company, the first thing I did was secure a CPA to assist in my business and tax planning. We utilize accountants and legal professionals to assist in every business venture we are involved in. When Chris first started in the real estate business as an agent for a major competitor, the first thing she did was contact a CPA and seek business advice and tax services. As we have built Remax Preferred Group from a fledgling company to the largest Remax in the state of Ohio, we have sought the services of businesses and legal professionals over and over again. Real estate agents, in most instances, are independent businesses working under the license of a brokerage, but are all independent contractors. So I'd like to say to all the agents that listen to your show, if you are a serious real estate agent, you have a duty to yourself, your family, and your clients to seek the services of an accounting professional and a legal professional in the structuring and running of your business. We have found that these services pay for themselves year in and year out.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as you think about all that, this is this morning's trivia question. Name any agent who joined RE/MAX Preferred Group in the first year of business. There should be many, many agents and buyers and sellers who know the answer to that question. Name any agent that joined RE/MAX Preferred Group in our first year of business. Email your answer to Gary at GaryRossignol.com. And here's a hint. It was a struggle to get started, but West Shell gave us a big leg up. And that's this morning's Moment with Miles.
Good one, Miles. All right. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Miles.
That's a great plug for Mike McCormick and any tax professional who's serving other professionals. That's a great message. Thank you very much. That's Miles Beersford. Him and Chris Beersford are the captains of our ship, RE/MAX Preferred Group. We're celebrating 20 years in business this year. That's a milestone.
How about that?
That's a milestone. They have, and you know, just on their behalf, I interviewed several real estate companies a little over a year ago, and the moment I met Christine, it was going to be a 15-minute sit-down. We were there for over an hour, almost an hour and a half. It was a love relationship that just happened, professionally speaking, and there was no questions asked. I mean, that's the place to be. If you're a top professional in this business and you want to further yourself and serve the general public to the best of your ability and have a good company behind you, RE/MAX Preferred Group, in my opinion, is one of the best in the state of Ohio. So there's a lot of great real estate brokers, a lot of great realtors, good and bad in every you probably know a couple people in your profession that you I don't know about
every
that.
once in a while they one will make the news.
We hate for that to happen.
Generally when the CPA makes the news, it's not
we
good.
hate for that to happen. So next week I have another professional, true professional, and he's a fun guy too, the musical insurance guy, Mr. Gary Rasmussen. Yes, and we would like to thank all of our grateful and happy for all the listeners who tune in every week. We thank you very much. Later on, we're going to have a little visit with Rhea Davidson of the Dragonfly Foundation, so you don't want to miss that. So our topic this week, Mr. Mike McCormick, was Trump or be Trump. We came up with that on the phone and thought, well, that's going to be a good opening little hook to get people to tune in and at least open my email that I send out to thousands and thousands of people every week. But I know that they got a lot of people reading it because Trump or be Trump. What in the heck is he talking about? So what in the heck were you thinking?
It just came to me off the top of my head. We don't really have a choice. We all got trumped, right? It's all part of the tax code now.
Yeah.
So it's called the tax cut, the Trump tax cuts, or the Trump tax changes anyway.
And it's a good thing.
Well, for most people that I've seen so far, they will probably save tax. Not everybody, but the good majority will save some tax dollars. There's some real benefits for business owners from the 20% pass-through calculation that should save them some money in the right scenarios. There's some complications with that for people in our businesses, both yours and mine, because we are in what they call specified service businesses, which have some limitations on the ability to take that 20%. Essentially, it's a 20% expense calculated on your net income that you just get to take if you qualify for it. It's more complicated than that than the radio, but than we can cover on the radio. But that's the gist of it, and that's all part of the Trump tax changes that became effective January 1st. The big thing for homeowners is potentially the change in mortgage interest deductions. On new mortgages, you're limited to $750,000 in mortgage principal on your first or second home. So it reduces the cap. It used to be $1 million cap, so now it's $750,000. The other thing that's probably more likely to affect our clients is that interest on home equity lines of credit or home equity loans is no longer deductible unless it's used to buy, build, or improve your residence.
Existing residence.
Yeah,
right.
So if you use that money to
buy a boat,
buy a car, fund a college education, pay off other debt, the interest on it's no longer deductible. So I think that's a bigger challenge for most homeowners than just the mortgage itself.
The folks that I know that use the home equity line of credit are either taking the money out of their existing home that they don't have a mortgage on to buy their next home, because we're in a seller market right now, and it's hard to get folks to put their house on the market to sell it because there just aren't enough homes out there for them to buy. So if they can use their equity in their home, which is money, I mean, it's sitting there. If you can go to your local bank and you can get a home equity line of credit, it's very low cost, if any cost, and you can then go and shop and buy your next home, and then sell your present home and pay that equity line of credit off.
That would be satisfactory, because the home equity line of credit is then used to buy your second home, if you will. So that interest would still be deductible. Now, if you're using the home equity line of credit to fund your business or something along those lines, there's a process to have the interest treated as business interest rather than home equity line of credit interest. And there's a document that we file with the tax return to help the IRS identify that we're not attempting to deduct the interest as a home equity line of credit for something else.
You're using it for a business entity.
That's right. You're using it as a business expense.
See there? A tax coach knows that stuff, and not all your tax preparers are going to help you with those kind of things. You're just not going to get that kind of insight.
That's asking the right question. It's not can I, it's how do I.
Good answer. There you go. That's Mr. Mike McCormick, 513-488-1121. And for all you musicians out there, I didn't mention them. I talked about real estate agents, investors, small, medium, and large business owners need a tax coach. But I play in the greatest classic rock band, Bluestone Ivory, and we treat that as a business.
Absolutely.
And you take care of all of our tax needs. Absolutely. And it's not just a matter of filing tax. We've got deductions you have
business expenses. You have payments to the partners. You have... It is a business.
Yeah, we are. We actually formed an LLC amongst ourselves, so we do treat it as a business.
Right.
I know a lot of bands will play clubs, and they like to get paid cash under the table, and they go out in the parking lot and they hand everybody, $40 or $50 a piece, and they all go home, pay their bar bill, and then they go home.
Go home empty-handed.
We don't handle our business that way. Everybody gets paid through an account, and it gets all reported. I don't take cash from our clients. They write us a check or do a direct deposit into our account. It is a business.
Absolutely, yeah, and that's a common misunderstanding. Whether you get paid in cash or a check, and really regardless of the amount, it's income.
It needs to be reported. You get caught up.
Yeah, a lot of people think that if it's less than $600, you don't have to report it. That's not quite right. That's not true. The person paying you doesn't have to send you a 1099 for it, but it's still income.
Most musicians do have other businesses to fund their livelihood.
Yeah, that's right. To pay for their addiction, their music.
There's not too many of us out there. I don't care how big or how successful you are. You really can't make a living at playing music in Cincinnati unless you're doing it every night of the week.
Yeah,
and that's tough to do.
You guys play a lot.
We do,
but it would take a lot of. You'd have to play five nights a week.
We can't do that. We physically can't do that. Everybody's got their own lives and things going on. It's just we're happy playing once a week, and we're going to be doing about 20 shows this summer. So I'll run over some of those in the next break. But something else with homeowners. Is there such a thing as capital gains?
Sure, absolutely, yeah. Capital gains result when you sell something for more than you paid for it, essentially, or your basis.
But isn't there a limit? Isn't there a minimum of like $500,000 that you
on your home? You mean?
Right.
If you sell your home and you're married, you can exclude up to $500,000 in gain from taxation.
Okay.
Now, if you have, and that means your selling price minus what you originally paid for it. Plus your improvements you made over the years, whatever that net amount is. If it's positive, if it's over $500,000, you'll pay tax on the amount over $500,000.
Okay.
Now, if you're single, it's $250,000. Now, the sale should still be reported as part of your tax return, but there's no tax on it.
Okay. I get that
The
question.
reason it's part of your tax return is because you can only do that once every 2 out of 5 years.
Okay.
So you can't sell a house this year and have a $500,000 gain, sell another one next year and have a $500,000 gain. You have to live in the house for a period of time.
Gotcha. I get that question asked all the time, so you need to learn me a little bit more about that.
Okay.
So we do need to go away for our second break. When we come back, what's it take to? Well, we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk more about taxes and home mortgages. And we're going to also enjoy my music trivia. So you're listening to the Rock and Roll Real Estate Hour on WDJO 99.5, 107.9, and 1480 AM.
Don't bother knocking, yeah, the house is a rockin'. Don't you bother, come on in.
Why rent when you can own with no money down? If you're looking to become a first-time homeowner in the Cincinnati or Northern Kentucky areas, or heck, even if you haven't owned a home in the past 3 years and are now looking to buy, you may be eligible to receive up to $15,000 in homeowners assistance towards closing costs, pre-closing expenses, or even your whole down payment. That's right, you can own your own home with no money down. Find out if you qualify. Call Gary at 513-777-2402. That's Gary at 513-777-2402.
Steely Dan and the Doobie Brothers together, live in concert. The Summer of Living Dangerously Tour, Riverbend Music Center, June 27th. City Card members get access to preferred tickets. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com.
Okay, folks, we're having a good time. You enjoying it so far? Getting a lot out of today's session. So I will still give away a $10 gift card if you can just name for me your favorite Yes tune. Maybe you don't have a favorite Yes tune, but if you know one of the hits that Yes had, I will give you a $10 gift card. 513-563-1480. Just call that number and give Dan your answer, and you'll get it. So I know, Carly, I know you know a Yes song. Maybe not. Maybe you're too young. Phil Rossignol. That's one of my cousins. Leon. So do that, and we're going to plug it back into the studio feed, get back into our third segment of the show. Thanks for watching.
Fun food vendor. Kids will enjoy and all day.
The area at Goldwood Park. That's the 39th annual Mayfest at Mainstrasse Village, sponsored by Braxton Brewing. Visit mainstrasse.org.
I'm AccuWeather, Mike Lucini. Partly sunny today with a couple of showers and in spots a thunderstorm, high 77. Tonight, patchy cloudiness, low 65. Warmer tomorrow with a mix of clouds and sunshine. We'll have a shower thunderstorm around in the afternoon. Sunday, high 84. Monday, more clouds and sunshine. Warm with a shower thunderstorm, high 84. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Mike Lucini on 1480 WDJO and now on FM at 99.5 and 107.9.
Royal Wedding. Oh no, this is not the Royal Wedding. This is my fun with music trivia. So back in 1967, the Beatles were selected to represent the UK for the first ever global-wide satellite broadcast. The group agreed to be shown in the studio recording a song written especially for the occasion, scheduled for June the 25th. John Lennon wrote All You Need Is Love, which was thought to sum up the 1967 Summer of Love and the Beatles' sympathies. With the satellite broadcast being broadcast to many non-English speaking countries, the BBC asked the Beatles to keep it simple. They don't do anything simple. Today in 1968, the first Miami Pop event took place with an estimated 100,000 people attending the concert, which was promoted by Richard O'Barry and Michael Lang, later famous as the promoter of Woodstock. Bands featured at the festival included, listen to this, Steppenwolf, the Jimi Hendrix Experience, the Mothers of Invention, Blue Cheer, Chuck Berry, the Blues Image, Pacific Gas and Electric, Three Dog Night, and the Crazy World of Arthur Brown. This is a crazy guy. Ray Stevens on this day started a 3-week run at number 1 on the U.S. singles chart with his novelty song, The Streak, which capitalized on the then popular craze of streaking.
Tend to frown on that now.
Yeah. In 1975, 5 times married, country singer Tammy Wynette was at number 1 on the singles chart with Stand By Your Man. It was originally released as a single in 1968. It proved to be the most successful record of Wynette's career and is one of the most covered songs in the history of country music. And today in 1985, Simple Minds were at number 1 on the U.S. singles chart with Don't You Forget About Me, written by Keith Forsey, who won an Oscar for Flashdance, What a Feeling, and Steve Schiff, guitarist and songwriter from the Nina Hagen Band. The track was featured in the 1985 American teen drama film The Breakfast Club. In 2011, John Lennon's handwritten lyrics for the 1967 Beatles song Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds sold for $237,132 at an auction in the U.S. The sale of the sheet, which featured the song's third verse and the opening words to She's Leaving Home, took place at the Saban Theater in Beverly Hills. Both songs featured on the 1967 album Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. It was speculated the song was about the drug LSD. However, the Beatles denied this, with Lennon saying the inspiration had come from a picture his son Gillian had drawn of a classmate named Lucy Voden, who died of immune system disease lupus in 2009. Here we go, the birthday of the day. Born on this day in 1949, Mr. Rick Wakeman, an English keyboardist, songwriter, television and radio presenter. As a session musician, his early sessions included playing on Space Oddity for David Bowie and songs by T-Rex, Elton John, and Cat Stevens. Wakeman became a member of the Schwabs and then the classic lineup in Yes. As a solo artist, he scored the 1974 #1 album, Journey to the Center of the Earth. If you don't know this song, Close to the Edge. No, this is Roundabout. I think this is on Close to the Edge album. So, there's your trivia question answer, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoy these fun facts of music history as I did researching it for you today. Love that sound, man.
That's a classic.
That is. My name's Gary Rossignol, and I am the Rock and Roll Realtor, and I'm with Remax Preferred Group, but they call me the Rock and Roll Realtor because I play with the greatest classic rock band, Bluestone Ivory, and you can hear us live tonight. We're going to be at the Patriot Center in Anderson Township from 8 to 11. Tickets are still available. Come on out and join us. It's going to be a lot of fun. You'll catch us at the Bellevue concert on June the 9th. June 10th, we'll be at the Assumption and Mount Healthy Church Festival. Liberty Center in Liberty Township on June 13th and June 16th, Keener Park in Westchester. And the list goes on and on from there. Look up BluestoneIvory.com for our full schedule for the summer.
I think one of my team members will be there tonight.
Oh, yeah? Good. Well, come on down.
I'm not sure if she's a groupie, but her group is they are groupies of
Bluestone. Okay. We have a bunch of them. So yeah, the Patriot Center. That'll be fun tonight. The doors open at 7. They have snacks and drinks, and it's a fun time. They got a great dance floor, and we got great dance music. So you got to stop by, check us out. I have Mr. Mike McCormick with me, 513-488-1121. And also wanted to give a shout out to some of my friends who are playing at the Westchester Blues and Brews event all day today. Our friends Ricky and I take the stage at 1:15 and Leroy Ellington at 2:45. So come on out and support them today. Rain or shine, but it's going to be nice for them. I know it will. God's going to open up the rain clouds. They're going to blow them away, and it's going to be a nice afternoon for Blues and Brews in Westchester. So I met you at the Real Estate Investors Association. You help a lot of investors.
10 years ago, Gary.
Yeah. Well, you over the period and your book, Why Didn't My CPA Tell Me That? What a great book. It's a compilation of a lot of tax coaches all around the country who have inputted a chapter in this book. And your chapter is,
my chapter has to do with answers that financial advisors get wrong.
Oh, okay. That's a good one. Call the kettle black, huh?
Yeah. Well.
So not all financial investors are tax coaches or even CPAs, are they?
I would say most financial advisors or brokers are definitely not steeped in any sort of tax knowledge.
Okay, so that's a big misnomer. You heard it first right here on the Rock and Roll Real Estate Hour.
Most of them will tell you, go see your tax advisor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Their financial coaches are just, they have a product to sell, which is probably a good product.
It may be a great process or product, but most of them do not have a significant enough background in tax to be able to provide competent advice. Yeah.
Gotcha.
See a tax advisor for sure.
513-488-1121. His class is on June the 5th. And one of what I find very intriguing, one of the things that you constantly preach about is ways of keeping tax dollars in the family.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And, if you have young children, if you have a family business, if you're doing any kind of mailers or, and today's grade school kids, they know more about computers and iPhones and iPads and social media than we adults do.
Pretend to, yeah.
Yeah. So why not hire those kids and
Absolutely.
their genius brains? They're living under your household anyway. They're eating our food. They're living in our house, free rent. We buy them all the gadgets, and we take them to school and bring them home and read the report cards, and then they want allowances. I don't know what they do today. I wasn't brought up being given an allowance.
Yeah.
But I was taught, you earn your keep. We give you your needs. You want extra money, you go out, you earn it. And when I was just a kid, I had my first company. It was a lawn mowing company.
Mm-hmm.
I got an old lawnmower. I fixed it up, and I had 6 lawns. I cut them every week, and I collected, $7 or $8 a lawn, and away I go. Then I had a little bicycle repair company, and so I've been an entrepreneur when I was in grade school.
Yeah, absolutely. Me too. I was a paperboy.
Yeah, exactly. So we got to instill this in our kids. So why not hire the kids?
Why not find a way to hire your kid in your business? The IRS uses 7 years old as kind of a low bar unless they're in a movie or something like that, some sort of production. But you can hire your child, pay them now up to $12,000 a year.
Wow.
And they don't pay any income tax.
I never made $12,000 a year.
That's exactly.
Mowing grass.
So because the standard deduction is $12,000 now, they don't pay tax on it until they go over $12,000.
Okay.
So even if they have another part-time job, you can still pay them and pay them till they go over $12,000 or even over $12,000 because it's only 10% then. But pay them up to $12,000. They don't even know that you have. They don't even need to know that you have them on payroll. You can put the money in a custodial account that you control. Use that account to pay for their soccer cleats, their summer camp, their band camp, college, high school, grade school, any of the normal things that you're going to pay for anyway. But find a way to pay them with pre-tax dollars.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime you can convert an after-tax dollar to a pre-tax dollar, you come out ahead, right?
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing. We're finding a way to do that. The other one that I always bring up when I talk is, why don't you find a way to put your brother-in-law on payroll, pay him through payroll because you're going to support him anyway. Right?
Yeah.
So find a way to pay him to do something in your business.
Uh-huh.
As a real estate agent, putting your signs up in the yard, collecting the signs, something.
Yeah.
Go clean up the client's house or something. But find a way to get him on your payroll. You're paying him or providing money for them anyway.
Right.
We'll find a way to do it on a pre-tax basis.
So just imagine that you pay your child $12,000 a year, and if you start them when they're 7 or 8 years old, by the time they hit college age, you don't have to go for those college loans.
Right. You could have $100,000 in the bank.
If they're halfway smart, they're going to get some kind of college degree assistance. Right. Sure.
Yeah, that's one of our favorite strategies. Find a way to hire your child in your business. They can also use that money to, since it's earned income, they could invest it in a Roth IRA. Mm-hmm. They could leave it in there until they retire, and it's never been taxed.
Wow.
I'm sorry, because it's under $12,000, there's no tax on it. They put it in a Roth IRA, and it never gets taxed.
Yeah. Oof. So if you learned anything today, you pick up on that little tidbit. That's gonna save you tons and tons and thousands of dollars.
Yeah, that's right.
That's great. Thank you very much.
So I call it a discount in the tax code, right? It's just another employee, but it's your kid.
513-488-1121. Call him this week. He's got a lot more things like that up his sleeve that we don't have time on the air on Saturday mornings to tell you about. But that's incredible. That's just totally incredible. So stay tuned. Don't touch that dial. We're going to have a little visit with Rhea Davidson of the Dragonfly Foundation coming up next. You're listening to the Rock and Roll Real Estate Hour on WDJO 99.5 FM, 107.9 FM, and 1480 AM.
The house is a-rockin'.
When was the last time you wasted your money? Worse yet, you wasted it on something you didn't really want anyway, like income taxes. Local CPA and certified tax coach Mike McCormick regularly helps people like you find areas where they have wasted their hard-earned money, paying more in taxes than the tax code requires. Experience the power of proactive tax planning. Call the tax coach Mike McCormick today at 513-488-1121 or visit CincyTaxCoach.com to get started.
Jackson Brown on tour with his band.
Get up and do it again.
So $10,000 a year for a kid. If you start them when they're 7 or 8 years old, by the time they get to be 18, that's $100,000. That's $100,000. Now, what kid can't go to college on $100,000? Unless, well,
it's a starter anyway.
Yeah. It's gonna, and if they get scholarships, which I know my granddaughter, she did some research. She's got 3 or 4 scholarships, which is going to help her a lot. And then then they can pick up a job after school. My kids worked their way through college, so you don't need to go and get those high cost student loans that get deferred and go against any kind of qualification to buy a home, or they can bite you in the butt later. So this is some good stuff, folks. Calling this week. We're going to put you back into the studio feed, and you get my little commentaries on the breaks.
You may be eligible to receive up to $15,000 in homeowners assistance towards closing costs, pre-closing expenses, or even your whole down payment. That's right, you can own your own home with no money down. Find out if you qualify. Call Gary at 513-777-2402. That's Gary at 513-777-2402.
Get on. Let's rock the house.
Hey, we have been rocking and rolling this morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to thank Facebook for being on there with us this morning as well. We've had Miles come on. I had fun with my music trivia. And Mike McCormick has just been teaching us a ton of stuff. I mean, this last thing, that's incredible. The more I think about it.
Gary did the multiplication.
I wish I'd known all that years and years and years ago. I would have done that. But 488-1121 is Mr. Mike McCormick's phone number. And now this is the segment that I really look forward to each week, because I just enjoy this little moment of sunshine, even with all this little rain coming down outside. But she is such a joy to be in the presence of, and I've been with her a couple of times this week. And every time she just very uplifting. She does an incredible job with the children and their families and siblings who are afflicted with bone marrow disease and cancer at Children's Hospital. And they don't do medical research, but they do change the whole aspect of recovery by putting smiles and positive thoughts in their minds and growing them through their disease to the other side. And this is my friend, Miss Rhea Davidson. Hey, Rhea.
I love you guys.
Oh, we love you too. You know, and you're in the kind of business that you probably need some financial advice all the time with the with folks who are donating money. People donate money. It's tax-free money, right?
Generally, yeah.
Right. Well, and the tax laws have changed, so a lot of people don't know that, you know, and I'm sure Mike can talk more about this, but if people donate their stock to us, it's a way that they could take another itemized deduction and donate more money to us and still take, you know, and not really feel it as much.
Yeah, they can donate stock and not pay the capital gain on it.
Oh.
And the charity then can sell it and use the cash to fund their operations. Absolutely. It's a great strategy.
Wow. So I got the brilliant minds right here, all three of us. That's great.
So so there's lots of ways to give, and I know Bluestone Ivory is doing a big event for us on August 25th with a REMAX hot air balloon, and we're going to do a chalk festival. That's another way people can get out and support us. And I'm trying to find someone to propose during the chalk festival.
Oh, I missed it.
Sorry, guys. So, but yeah, that's going to be a great event, and there's lots of other events listed on our new website if people go to dragonfly.org.
Right. Oh, it's a beautiful website too. I don't know, have you seen it yet, Mike? Yeah, he's seen it. Yeah, it's great, and we've got a lot of things that's going on. We've got the let's see. Today is May the 19th. There's a charity golf outing going on today.
There is. It's the Chrome Divas, and then next week we've got our candy race down at Sawyer Point, which is always a lot of fun. And then we also have our golf tournament on Monday.
Yeah, this Monday.
Lots of busy things. Yeah, lots of busy things.
And, you know, we were talking at lunch the other day, and you were sharing with Miles and myself, and we were talking about the Chalk Balloon Fest, that you do literally anywhere from 6 to 12 events a week.
Much more than that. Patient events, we do 3 to 12 a week. And then we do probably we try to do 2 to 3 fundraisers a week to just support our programs.
Now that's a 2 full-time jobs or 3.
More than that, yeah.
More than that. Yeah, because then that's on top of the programs and things that we do for our families. So it's I'm probably about 3 people short right now, but we have 6 employees, a part-timer, and then lots of volunteers who help us do what we do. And our motorcycle ride that's coming up, I need like 80 volunteers for that event. So
all right,
there's always something for people to do.
So when is the motorcycle event?
So that's June 16th, and we're starting at Queen City Harley-Davidson, going to Houston Woods, and then ending with a party at Quaker Steak and Lube in Coleraine.
Okay. So what kind of volunteers do you need? What do you need them to do? Something simple?
So it could be everything from registering all the riders that are going to come that day. We're expecting about 300. And then selling T-shirts, handing out water. I need motorcycle riders to be blockers so that they can block off the roads as we go by them. And, you know, help set up, clean up, move things around, sell split the pot tickets, help with our raffle, donate raffle items. Tons of things.
All right.
And if you go to the event calendar and look up the ride, there's a link on it that says volunteer here. So it's listed on the event.
That's one of the best ways for people to give to charities too.
Yeah. Right. Whoops. Oh.
Yeah. That's one of the best ways for people to support a charity also, is give your time.
Yeah,
they need your dollars, but a lot of charities really need your time.
Mm-hmm. So go to dragonfly.org, and if you go to the events, there she is.
Yes, I lost you guys.
Yeah.
So we have Gutta Fest is also coming up, and I need about 8 volunteers a day for that.
And that's for 3 days, right?
And that's for 4 days.
4 days. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, there's no other city but Cincinnati that can have a Gutta Fest.
I know.
Nobody else knows what it is.
And it's probably on the west side of town, right, Rhea?
I believe it's in northern Kentucky.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, but yeah, we need help and volunteers all the time. And if people are interested, they can send us an email at info@dragonfly.org or go on our website and go on the event. And usually there's a link there that says, "Can you help us?"
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I don't see when's the Get a Fest?
That's coming up, I think, in July.
Oh, in July. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, your calendar just scrolls down to the end of June. So
yeah, you got to click through the month.
Yeah, right, exactly. But I'm just intrigued with this with the June 16th motorcycle ride.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah, it will be. And it says no experience necessary, but you can be involved in this. Just go to dragonfly.org, and like Mike was saying, your time, invested time, there's no kind of tax benefits to that.
There's no tax. You can't write off your time.
But you just feel good about it.
That's right. You feel good about it. And
absolutely,
Rhea, I'm sure there's no motorcycle riding experience necessary.
Well, for motorcycle riders, they do need.
Well, they need
some
experience.
Preferably, but volunteers do not need experience.
Take your smartphone out, your dumb phone, your flip phone, whatever kind of phone you use, your iPad, and text the word WINGS15, WINGS15 to 71777, and there you can donate just as little as $5, and that'll be a tax write-off. $15, $25, $50, $150, $500, whatever makes you feel good about helping out the Dragonfly Foundation. 88% goes to the families, the patients and families. They don't give 20% of it. They give 88% of it. So there's very little overhead. We need to go away now. Thanks for tuning in this morning. Next week we have the musical insurance guy, Gary Rasmussen. Stay tuned. Dane Donovan, the Car Tech Show, is coming up next. And to wrap up our show, this is a hit from Delbert McClinton, and this is BSI's live recorded version of Giving It Up for Your Love.
Every day, giving it up for your love right now. Giving it up for your love every way. Giving it up for your love somehow. My heart is aching for you, I can't stand it. I need your loving as my soul demands. Giving it up for your love every day. Giving it up for your love right now. Giving it up for your love, I said every way. Giving it up for your love somehow. I thought about it. No, I ain't playing. Come listen to me, girl. Every word I've been saying. Hot as cold, honey. And cold as hot. I'm a little mixed up, but I give it everything I got. Don't want your money, baby, don't need your car. I'm doing alright so far. Giving it up for your love, I said every day. Giving it up for your love right now. Giving it up for your love, I said every way. Giving it up for your love somehow. Rusty!
Call me, Gary Rossignol, at 513-777-2402 for your real estate needs. I want to help you. Here's a big thank you to my regular major sponsors who make this show possible, as well as RE/MAX Preferred Group. A special thanks to WDJO station manager Gary Stevens and my
Thanks everybody for watching. I got to sign out now. The Car Tech Show is coming in just a moment. Talk to you later.